Glory and honor to the Most High Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach, our Master and Savior. John chapter 5, verse 39. Happened again. You get me a napkin, please. Give me a napkin, please.
Listen.
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, what you want me to do? I mean, it's too late now. I got to go. I mean, look here, man. I got to go. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Elohim in you. Let's go to John 10:25, what I was talking about. Matter of fact, look at John 8:42 first. Make it 8:41, matter of fact. Y'all want to sit back and wonder what that means when that man talking about you can't hear the man. This word ain't for everybody. So y'all think this thing for everybody. It's some of y'all be sitting in here, you don't hear the word, and you sit here every week. And they ain't heard not a single solitary thing that's been said. That's what I be meaning sometimes, that you hear what you want to hear. See, you know, a lot of people, they hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? You can hear something, and if you want to hear that, you can go get drunk. Sometimes you notice I say something, I'll be like, let me go ahead and say this right here just in case a nigga think that's what I'm saying. Because people hear what they want to hear. Make it John 8:37. Listen to what he tell you. Look what he tell you now. He said, I know that you are Abraham's seed, but you seek to kill me, because my word have no place in you. Say it ain't got no place in you. So that means that this word ain't got no place in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, or nothing. I speak that which I've seen with my father, and you do that which you've seen with your father. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua saith unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you should do the works of Abraham. So you see the key thing? He told them, yo, my word ain't got no place in you. They say, Abraham our father. He said, well, if he was, then you will remember what Genesis 18 say. That he did justice and judgment, and he'll teach his household the way of Yah. That make me think about something here too, man. And it's like this here, you know, a lot of these words I was already cognizant of. I seen a dude try to be slick, right? Now we know in Hebrew, the word for Genesis is not Genesis. You know what I'm saying? It's Bereshit. When you look at Genesis, these niggas, this is what the Egypt nigga came with. See, Genesis is really the breakdown of gene of Isis. That's how stupid them niggas is. You know what I'm saying? That's an example of my word ain't got no place in you. Because you'll be stupid enough to try to swing a word, try to break down a word that don't even come from that language. You know what I'm saying? Genesis is the English language. So you'll take Genesis and try to say, see, that's gene of Isis. See, it all came from Egypt. That's what they do. They do the same thing with Israel. See, Is, Ra, and El. You know what I'm saying?
Isis, Ra, El.
You know what I'm saying? They're trying to cut. See, that's all us right there. See, that's Kemet. They stole our stuff. Then you turn around, nah, bro. You're going to get two different. You'll have some say Yisrael, but you'll have the pig Latin. They're going to say Yasharallah. In the correct way, you're going to have Yasharel. How you even get that? You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff he mean about my word don't have no place in you. He that have an ear, let him hear. Everybody can't hear. How many times y'all done sat back and heard people, man, we've been talking to them who don't believe in the Mashiach, lay this stuff out plain as day, and they kick, scream, and fight. Because they don't have an ear to hear. It ain't for them to hear. How many of y'all done sat back and told your people, man, we ain't supposed to eat no pork or do this. They ain't trying to hear none of that. He say, but now you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I heard of Elohim. This did not Abraham. You do the deeds of your father. Then they said to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even Elohim. Yahushua said unto them, if Elohim were your father, you would love me, for I proceed forth and came from Elohim. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. Now, we were talking about that on the first day of Tabernacles, about there not being confusion in the synagogues of the Kodeshim. Ain't going to be no confusion with his. The reason why there ain't going to be no confusion with his, because they going to hear the word. Before we look in John chapter 10, go to Proverbs chapter 8. Lizzie, like, you better come up off them snacks, cuz.
I was thinking that lesson you did, my breath is strange to my wife.
Yeah.
That's something.
No, go ahead, strange. I don't know what you're saying. That's what Job said. My breath strange to my wife. This word don't make no sense to you. You know what I'm saying? This word don't make sense to a lot of people. Because they don't have an ear to hear. Proverbs chapter 8 and about verse 5. Make it 4. He say, unto you, O men, I call, my voice is to the sons of men. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lip. You just heard this man say, I speak the truth like Abraham spoke. He say, from all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understand, and right to them that find knowledge. So let's look at 1 John chapter 5, about verse 18. He said, all his words is plain to them that understand. What is understanding? We know what understanding is, ain't it? 1 John 5 and 18. We know that whosoever is born of Elohim sin not, but he that is begotten of Elohim keep himself, and that wicked one touch him not. And we know that we are of Elohim, and the whole world lie in wickedness. And we know that the Son of Elohim is come and have given us an understanding that we may know him that is true, and we are in him that is true. Even his son Yahushua HaMashiach, this is the true Elohim in eternal life. Y'all already know from Luke chapter 24, when he sat his disciples down, what did he do? He caused them to understand the scripture. So when he sat down and he talked to them, he used great plainness of speech. He even told you that in the 16th chapter, John ain't going to speak in parables no more. That's what he told them, right? He said, matter of fact, the disciple said, you don't speak to us in parables, no, you tell us plainly. You know what I'm saying? See, now the words were, that's why he said, I've given them thy word, and the world has hated them. Like I'm telling you, man, you can get 1,000 people in a room, can preach the same exact thing, and I'm going to be honest with you, man, and I kept it low at 10. But honestly, man, maybe 50, 70, maybe between 50 and 100 people actually going to catch it. You be like 1,000 people, ain't going to be that many. Half the room ain't going to catch it. Because your ear has to be open to hearing it. It's the same way when you turn around and you look at Samuel, he say, why you can't understand my speech? Because you can't hear my word. So you sit back like an example, you look at Samuel. When he was laying down, and he heard, Samuel, Samuel, and he got up and ran. Because my sheep hear my voice. You going to hear my voice and you going to hearken to it. You going to answer. Same way when Moses was walking past the burning bush and he called his name, he answered. When you look at all the righteous men in the word, when their name was called and he called for them, they came because they can hear their word, hear his word. Just come on around here to Philippians chapter 3, I believe, before we get to John chapter 10. See, everybody can't hear. Yep, Philippians 3. I say about verse 13. He say, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, reaching forth unto those things which are before. See, that's a lot of see, that's what happened with our people coming out of the wilderness. Y'all will, that's what I wanted to talk about. We're going to get to that there on a particular topic. But that's what happened to them. See, they were looking at the cucumber, leeks, and melons. And they were looking at, we had this here, so they were reaching for the things that were behind instead of reaching the things that was before, which is the land that he promised to your fathers. You know what I'm saying? See, some of y'all, that's why they couldn't hear. You could get your Hebrews chapter 3 about verse 11 go along with this. Come on with all that, boy. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what kind of messed some of y'all up. See, even the young man that told Miles, I can't hear it no more. He couldn't hear because he was looking at the things that were behind him instead of looking at the things that before you. See, sometimes this is how the Most High gets you to start causing you not to be able to hear. Your mind start drifting. You know what I'm saying? When the word comes, your mind drifting, you in la-la land, or you think about what you going to do when it's over with, or how hungry you is, or I got to go to work, or I got to go do this. And he's like, got him. Got him. Before I read this, before we go to Hebrews 3, go to Psalm 69. Let me finish this Philippians 3 though. He said, I press towards the mark for the high calling of Elohim and Yahushua HaMashiach. Let us therefore, as many be perfect, be thus minded. And if anything ye be otherwise minded, Elohim shall reveal even this unto you. So if you're going to move on to be perfect, you need to make sure that's in your mind that you want the things that's before, not the things that's behind. Or you're going to catch yourself in a bad spot. Psalm 69. Psalm 69 and about verse 20. It's all right, little buddy. Make it 19. Make it 18, by the fact. He say, draw nigh unto my soul and redeem it. Deliver me because of my enemies. Thou hast known my reproach and my shame and my dishonor. My adversaries are all before thee. Reproach hath broken my heart. And I know it down. And I am full of heaviness. And I looked for some to take pity, but there was none, and for comforters, but I found none. What you think this talking about? What y'all think that's talking about? Before we go any further. I'm going to give an example of being able to hear the word. Because you should already know what it's talking about.
You know what you see.
But if you don't, yeah, but some stuff, you got to start getting more specific. Like this is referring to a specific event. You should. No, I'm talking about a specific event that it ties to a Mashiach. He say, I look for comforters, I ain't found none. I look for somebody to take pity, ain't nobody showed me none. Say, my heart heavy because of reproach. That's what it's talking about. Matthew chapter 26. That's what I mean. You got to get specific. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of stuff you be like, that's but some stuff y'all gotta get to a point, get specific. Like I know this one, this happened to him right here. This one, this happened to him right here. Casey, you all right? You ain't all right. You ready to go to sleep? 26 and 36. Say, then come Yahushua with them unto a place called Jessamine, and saith unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith unto them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Now, you see he got heaviness in his heart. So where you see the reproach at in this den? You just seen, because he just said he's exceedingly sorrowful unto death. So you done seen the heaviness of his heart, right? But where his reproach at in this den? The what? Now I'm talking about right in what I just read. He just mentioned where his reproach was. I know I just read from 36 to 39, and he already told you where his reproach was in them 3 verses. He said the reproach is on him. He said he was heavy, reproach had broken his heart, and he is full of heaviness. You just seen he's sorrowful unto death, so his heart broken. You don't see nothing directly mentioned in reproach, but yet again, there is something directly mentioned in his reproach and what you just heard in them 3 verses. Who got any idea what it is?
You said this cup passed from me.
The cup. So how the cup is reproached? We done dealt with this before. I'm talking about you should know specifically where it's at in the word. You know in Psalm 75 and 8? You know in Psalm 75 and 8 he tell you about there's a cup for the wicked. Don't you know in Isaiah? Don't you know in Isaiah 51 he tell you about a cup for the wicked? Let's look at them 2 witnesses just so you see it. We already hold in Psalm 69, so go look at Psalm 75 and 8. Then we go to Isaiah 51 and about 17, if I'm not mistaken. It's in Isaiah. Yeah, that's Jeremiah 49, what you talking about. When he said, you gonna drink it. That same thing. When you know, remember we dealt with that in the past, y'all remember that? When he said, you gonna drink of this cup, he said that who said he ain't gonna drink of it, you gonna surely drink. And you seen him saying he wasn't gonna drink that cup 3 times. Then you turn around to John and he told Peter what? The cup my father give me, shall I not drink it? He say, for in the hand of Yahuwah there's a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, he pour out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. So that reproach is on. That's why I heart heavy, because I got to drink. He done already drunk this cup. My heart heavy. I done took on this sin. Isaiah 51 and 17. He say, awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of Yahuwah the cup of his fury. What's the only thing that's going to bring Yah's fury? Sin. The reproach on me. Got my heart heavy. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out. Man, look at your sister. Man, look here, T-Man. You better tighten up. Matthew 26. About verse 40. Coming in, all that stuff, talking about, I done turned it all the way around. Cackling with her co-workers. Back to 26, we're in verse 40. We still holding our Psalm 69 and Hebrews chapter 3 and John chapter 10. So when we look at about verse 40, and he come unto the disciples and find them asleep and saith unto Peter, what? Could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. That's the key point of like what Paul just mentioned about watching the things that are before and not the things that are behind. Because you ain't careful, them things that are behind come right up on in the behind you. Because your flesh real weak now. The only way you're going to strengthen it is taking in the word. When you sit back and look at Solomon, what did his strength come? He got strong every time the Ruach came on him. You know what I'm saying? So all intents and purposes, when the word was on him, that's when he was strong. Going right back to what Paul said, when I am weak, therefore I am strong. Going right back when Paul said, this is what Amashak told him, my strength is made perfect in weakness. When he was in a low state, it was the word and his faith in the Most High that brought him through that. It wouldn't matter how low you get, how weak you think you be. The word was what's going to give you strength. But when you ain't got no ear to hear, it ain't going to happen. Ain't going to be no strength. And the reason being why you ain't got an ear to hear, I done told you this before, man. The Most High lets you catch just enough so that I got you so you can go to hell. Because he already know you ain't want to do it. You were just going through the motions. You were just playing game. I sit back and look at it, talking to the air about this here, man. About 4 or 5 dudes used to be with us week in and week out. And within a span of 10 days, them niggas were gone. And I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 niggas. In a span of 10 days. Because all it took was somebody to come, say something, to take away what was already in your heart. Anyway. You know what I'm talking about? Then you will see what ends up happening. See, it ends up being a twofold thing what ends up happening. You either get all the way gone, or you think you doing the will of the Most High and he with you, and you know you ain't really doing it. Kind of like what you seen Saul do. I kept the commandment, like Saul thought he was always doing right, but then he wondered why y'all ain't answering it. I got to go find a woman with a familiar spirit to get an answer, because I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? He said, y'all won't answer me no more. He ain't going to answer you because you wasn't hearing me no way, so what I'm going to answer you for? Now when I departed, now you want to listen to me. Hold what you got. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15. I'll come back to Matthew 27. Say, looking diligently, lest any man fall of the grace of Elohim, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Now you see anything of bitterness? Now he talking about Esau. When Esau didn't get the blessing, it was some bitterness rose up in his heart, and he wanted to kill a man. He wanted to kill Jacob. Don't you know in 1 John 3, it tell you if you hate your brother in your heart without cause, you the same as a murderer? Now here's my brother tricked me out of my blessing. He ain't tricked you out of nothing because you sold it for a pot of beans. And you willingly did it. You say, man, what good is this birthright gonna do for me, man? Let me get that bone. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else he said he did, though. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For you know that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though it be sought carefully with tears. You know why he was rejected? Because when he heard the word that he supposed to have that birthright, he didn't want to hear that. Because he was thinking with his belly. So what was being said to him, he couldn't hear. He knew what came with that birthright. That's why he turned around and say, what good is it going to do me? He couldn't hear the word. He couldn't hear the word. He heard what was that birthright. He knew he the firstborn. Everything supposed to come to him. Why you think the nigga came back around later in the 27th chapter and say, where my blessing at? You ain't got one for me? You think he ain't know what was going to come along with that? You ain't think Isaac taught him everything that Abraham taught him? Because you got to remember, Isaac never was told that the elder gonna serve the younger. Who did he tell that to? Who did he tell that to?
Ishmael.
He told that to Rebekah. He told that to his wife. His wife said, why are the children struggling thus within me? And Yahuwah answered her, 2 manner of people are in thy womb, and the elder gonna serve the younger. Isaac was never aware of this. He didn't know that. That was unbeknownst to him. That's why Rebekah did what she did when it was time to get a blessing. She already knew what time it was. That's why she cleaved to Jacob. And of course, Isaac gonna clean to Esau. That's the firstborn. That's what most fathers gonna do. That's my boy. That's the firstborn. He had no idea. So you know when it comes down to teaching them what time it is, you know Isaac already letting his son know, son, this is what you're gonna get. The birthright is yours, because this is the birthright I got from my father. You got to remember, I mentioned that to you earlier, Genesis 18, say, you know, he going to teach his household justice and judgment. You even know from the 26th chapter of the book of Genesis, he told Isaac to go to that place because I'm going to perform what I told your father Abraham because he kept my law, statutes, and commandment. So he knew the oath. He knew the covenant. You think he ain't told Esau about it? Why else would this man turn around and say, what good is my birthright going to do me? If he didn't already know what it was. But he couldn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? So when it came time to get it, and you didn't get it, guess what he ended up doing? Boo-hoo crying. It's too late for crying now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what niggas end up doing when it get too late. Now you want to cry. Oh, I'll listen now. No, nigga, don't listen now. That's the same way you were looking the other day. I bet you wanted to listen then. You know what I'm talking about? If you would have listened before you came in the door when your mama told you don't talk when you bring your stinking black behind in here, you wouldn't have got slapped in the mouth, and you wouldn't have bowled up, and you wouldn't have got tossed around like a $2 rag doll. You know what I'm talking about? And if we wasn't in public, I would have, because I know what would come in next. I know your mama done stomped a couple holes out of her time. I know what coming next. When a nigga take you with the boom to the boom, next thing coming is the boom. I know what's coming. I done been there, I done seen it. I ain't never done it to nobody, but I done seen it. I know what's coming next. When a nigga like this here, boom, boom. That's why I had to stop. I said, oh boy, she gonna like this here, she gonna try to stomp him to the grave. I said, all of us going to jail because they gonna be like, you watched it. I said, I sure did watch it. Shoot, I wanted to kick him too, but she did such a magnificent job. I said, why join in? That's all you like. And you got to hit him with the British clap, too. You don't want to come with no. That's what I said. Bravo, old chap. Bravo. Bravo. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real, though. But that's what happened, though. See, that's how he was looking. See, if he would have just listened. See, that's an example of not hearing what you were told. Because you heard full well before you brought your black behind through that door. Don't you talk when you come in the room now. Because you know you were acting a monkey fool at the schoolhouse. Don't you open your mouth when you come in the room. He heard it, but he didn't hear it. You know how you know he didn't hear it? Because he got slapped in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you know the worst part of what he did, when you was asked why you were talking, guess what he come with? A stupid answer. I'm gonna tell you this here for future reference, man. I'm gonna tell you this here for future reference. Boy, if you get told not to do something and you get caught doing it, boy, it's just better to say I was wrong or don't say nothing at all. Just drop your head. Because if you say something stupid, that's how you get knocked out. How many of y'all done got knocked out, you done caught doing something and you said something stupid? You know what I'm talking about? And guess what you do? You do it every time. Wonder why you got slapped, had the nerve, the gall, the audacity. I'm talking about not just to lift a finger. That nigga lifted his whole fist and that nigga drawed back. I bet I'm still trying to figure out what was going through his mind when he did it. I know what was going through his mind once he completed the act.
Oh boy.
I done messed up.
Uh-oh.
See, he too young to have seen Menace to Society. So he always say, you know you done messed up. Right? You know you done messed up, right? You say you bought the beer at 11:45, you know you done messed up, right? You know you done messed up, right? You know what I'm saying? I know that like that. That's the only thing could have been, like I said, if he would have ever seen that movie, that what should have been going through his head. You know you done messed up, right? I'm talking about he ain't even see it coming. Boy, that nigga was snatched up so fast, boy. Before you even had a chance to react, boy, you in the air. Next thing you know, you on your back. He like this, oh, what's gonna happen? That's how it's gonna be, what, boy, you be around here playing with the mohawk like that. That's how you gonna be, boy, what's gonna happen? Well, come on back, Matthew 26. Boy, y'all better be start looking at this stuff, stop playing. See, he wanna look around like we don't know what he talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Your mama supposed to slap monkey nuts up at you. Like I told you, if we wasn't in public, I'd have let her kick you right in your face. 3 times, too. 3, I'm talking about 3, multiples of 3s. You get kicked in your face for every year you've been on order. You know what I'm talking about? You can get a swift kick, long kick, overhead kick. You supposed to got all of them.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? Come around here, got lumps all on your face. They say, what's wrong? He got the measles? I say, no. That nigga tried his mama. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, boy, if we take you to any hood where it's majority of black people at, and we told them what you did, same way that woman was out there to that park, and she said, you see that boy, they got him doing that because he raised his voice to his mama. I said, he ain't raised his voice, he raised his hand. She said, it's so smooth. Oh, yeah, we'd have cut that off. But y'all keep on playing. I'm going to have y'all out here with them. Like, her voice ain't even changed when she heard that. Like, this, oh, I could cut that hand off. I'm telling you, we go to any black neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida, boy, and every black person in that neighborhood say, boy, you ought to die, literally. You know what I'm saying? Boy, we supposed to be picking out a box for you. Nice little suit, had you at the funeral home on Moncrief. That's real, boy. Oh, you thought I told you, boy, it ain't over. What you thought it was just over on Shabbat and it was going to be the end of it? Didn't I tell him it wasn't over? It ain't never over. Ever. 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 I'm talking about, I ain't gonna say it's everlasting. Ever. You know what I'm saying? And for the explicit and simple purpose till your mind get right, boy. Cause you crossed the line, boy. You crossed the line that should have never been crossed. You can't even cross that line in your mind. You know what I'm saying? If you thought by hitting your mama, somebody supposed to turn around and slap you. You actually attempted it, and then what you thought you were gonna do with that powder puff? You know what I'm saying? Boy, your mama been fighting for years. Boy, she been knocking holes out for you was even a twinkling in your daddy nutsack. I'm talking about knocking holes out in the projects. What you say the project called Trent Square? Knock a hole out. Trent Court, knocking them holes. You know. All out the window like this here. They fight out there. She running out there to jump in. You know what I'm saying? You look like one of them niggas keep Vaseline in your bag so you can rub it on your face. I know she did. Cause that nigga, that's how it would. Like I said, nigga was messing with it in the past. But boy, when I see how that nigga grabbed that, oh, that's a thumper right there. That's a thumper right there. Nigga, no, you was the one all them old ratchet hole call like this. We going to get Brittany. You know what I'm saying? When they really want to get down, they make sure they gonna win. They say we going to get you. So you got a reputation in the neighborhood.
You know she ain't gonna stop. That's the cousin they call.
Yeah, that's the cousin they call. I'm calling my cousin.
I'm gonna get my cousin for you, ho.
And she come out there face shining, Which one of these hoes was talking trash? Which one it was? I'm talking about walking around in that circle doing this here. Which one of them hoes tried my cup?
Nah, yo.
Which one of them hoes tried my cup?
Nah, yo, which one?
And this nigga raised up, that nigga, and you know you done heard a story about your mama bumping. And what you do?
Try Floyd Mayweather.
Try Floyd Mayweather.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Niggas say like this here, say, my record undefeated with grown folks, you know it's undefeated with children. Boy, you messed up your perfect record, boy. You ain't even had, I take that back, you didn't even have no perfect record. You let that little girl like Wayman bubble your snot box up, so you already know you wasn't supposed to try Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? Let the little girl just bubble him up. He steady messing with the little girl that hit him with a one piece, got him leaking Kool-Aid, tropical punch, light sugar. I know y'all like this. I'm gonna get back to this word, but I got to ride him when it's in my mind. Cause yeah, he let a little girl bubble him up, light sugar. You know what I'm saying? You know Brittany from the Jets, so you know she put a lot of sugar in her Kool-Aid. But he ain't had no sugar in his. He just leaking. You can sit back like this and just leaking. Ain't one thing about not beating up no child, putting your hands on no little girl. You ain't supposed to let her bubble you up though. You walk around, my nose, please. My nose, please. You like, my nose, please.
Try to go get his ball.
My nose, please.
Try to go get his ball.
I'm going to get my mama. She sitting there looking at old soft nigga. You know you did what you did to him, didn't you? You rode him, didn't you?
I tried to hurry him up. Come on. That's what I did.
Like that when she beat you up, huh? You look at Mom Duke, like he said, yeah, I ought to let her dust you up. You better get on over here. You'd have been really shamed. Why Sherrod got beat up by a girl? He got beat up by a girl.
He tried to go get Sherrod about his back.
Ooh.
Try to go get Sherrod.
They ain't gonna have Sherrod get beat up out here. No, Sherrod ain't no fighter. Say she looked like a bomber, she ain't picked that up though. Look how she look. I don't know what y'all talking about. That's just how she looking too. Like I don't know what's going on. I just heard my name.
In her mind, she saying,
Matthew 26:42. And for those of y'all that don't know, see this little boy over here lifted his hand up to his mama on Shabbat. That's why we were just having this discourse. For those of y'all that didn't know, he was bold enough to lift his hand up to his mama because she slapped him in his face. To reiterate the fact I told you ain't had no business talking, so let me slap you in that gator of yours since you don't know how to close it. Because you can't be nothing but a woman can't never shut up.
don't put that little boy like that.
He do act like a little woman. He can't never stop talking, can he?
Like a girl.
Like a girl.
Oh, he's so feminine.
Who feminine? Yeah, he feminine. That's because he been around a lot of women. That can happen. We gonna get it up out of you though. Corey say he gonna run you into the ground. Soldier.
He to my
26:42. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, "O my Father, that this cup may not pass away from me except I drink it. Thy will be done." And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then he come to his disciples and saith unto them, "Sleep on now and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand. The Son of Man is betrayed into the hand of sinners." You see, he was looking for comforters right there. That's why he brought them up there with him. They wasn't nowhere on the scene. Nowhere on the scene. Psalm 69 and 8. Or 20, I should say. We just had to go there. Ain't no sense of letting it slide. You know what I'm talking about? I still got a little bit of time. Verse 21. They gave also gall for my meat, and in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Y'all know what that is. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been their welfare, for their welfare, let it become a trap. See, come over here to Hebrews chapter 3 now, about verse 12. See, now you sit back and now he talking about these feast days and them Shabbats, you know what I'm saying, that table. He said, let that be a trap. Even like we mentioned it, and like I say, Brother De'Aaron, just talk to them dudes. These same feast days that's supposed to be for your welfare, it's a trap for some. Some of y'all thinking, man, I'm gonna fit my schedule around y'all's instead of making make y'all fit around my schedule instead of making your schedule fit around y'all. Some sit back and look at, we ain't gotta keep them. You know what I'm saying? Some just like, I'm here so I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that think just because they show up on Shabbat, they straight. I ain't talking about just none of us. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about worldwide. You got some Hebrews feel like if I come, like they say, I ain't coming to class today. Because, you know, a lot of them don't like to say they going to service. They say, that's Christian stuff. I'm going to class. Stupid nigga ain't got enough sense to know if you serve the Most High and you coming to hear his word, that's part of your service. That's why you call it service. I mean, come on, stop being a nigga. For real, you know service. We don't say service, that's Christian. You're going there because that is your service. He told you have a Kodesh convocation. This is your service. He told you offer yourself as a living sacrifice. This is your reasonable service. You know what I'm talking about? Service just ain't nothing but things rendered, things that you do. You know what I'm talking about? He say serve Yah and Yah alone. So if you show up on Shabbat, you be like this here, going to service. Why you call it service? Because I'm going to serve. My service is I must appear. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Hebrews 3 and 10. Make it 8. 7, matter of fact. Hebrews 3 and 7. He said, wherefore, as the Ruach HaKodesh said, if you listen to what he tell you, he quoting Psalm 95 now. He say, today, if you will hear his voice. Now, this is talking about when we were in the wilderness. All that mixed multitude that came out, 600,000, not counting women and children. He sat back and looked at all of them and say, today, if you will hear his voice. Listen what he said. Harden not your hearts as in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness. See, that's what caused people not to hear because their heart get hard. All you got to do is you want to see an example of somebody who wouldn't hear, hold what you got and go to Exodus chapter 5. I'll show you an example of somebody who couldn't hear. Heart got hard and he couldn't hear. Exodus 5 and 1. Matter of fact, make it 9. 9 is a little better, but I ain't gonna hit 16 like I want to, because I've been holding 16. That 16 verse, got something real nice, y'all will, for that. Look at verse 12. And Yahuwah hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had spoken unto Moses. And Yahuwah said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim of the Hebrews, let my people go that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart and upon thy servants and upon thy people, that thou may know that there is none like me in all the earth. For I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. And in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show in thee my power, that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. Now you notice every time he told Moses, go tell Pharaoh to let my people go, or I'm gonna do this. Did Pharaoh hear him? He stood right before him and told him. He said, but his heart was hardened. So even though he heard that same word, he didn't hearken unto it because he couldn't hear. You got to understand that. See, that's your problem. You ought to be scared. Because ain't nowhere in the world your mama should keep telling you the same thing over and over again. Y'all using you as an example. I hope you stop being stupid. Because just like we mentioned, don't look at me like that either, boy. I'm not sure not to. You know what I'm saying? Your mama told you not to go in there and talk, but he hardened your heart. You went in there and ran your mouth. That's why you got mother heart. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what he telling Pharaoh. You don't want to listen. I'm a mollywop you. Ain't that what he was telling Pharaoh? Come over here to Romans chapter 9, before I come back to the Hebrew chapter 3. Romans 9 real fast. Ain't that what he was telling him? Say, hey man, I need you to do this here, let my people go. Who is Yah? Ain't that what your people be out here saying? Who is Yahushua? I don't know Yah. I know Jesus Christ. That's my Savior. Those Saviors are faggot. 9. 9 and 15. Y'all ain't know that there. Somebody sit back and tell you, I serve Jesus Christ, your God is a faggot. He like boy booty. Old blonde hair, blue eyed man like to wear robes. No, my shop ain't walk around here wearing no robe with nothing underneath. We ain't dressed like that. How many times I done told y'all the time past we ain't dressed like that, how they be showing them how they be dressed? Well, we ain't never dressed like that. Our men wore pants just like, they wore pants, and what you'll see them do like you see them now, they wore them garments on top of that. They still had pants on.
Because the Levi's supposed to wear linen breeches.
You know what I'm saying? You can even read that when you talking about, when you see Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah say they pants and they coats. You know what I'm saying? And they hats. They ain't walk around here with no robe on with your chest out.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Every time you see them niggas put a picture up our people, they always walk around with their chest out. Well, we people of distinction and dignity. They ain't walk around with your nipple out. They ain't walk around with no robe on and your penis just hanging and swinging. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they show them, though. That garb that they be having on, that's Roman attire. They walk around there with togas on. And you know why they had them togas on? That was for easy access to the rectum. That's history. That ain't me being funny. You go look that up. They wore togas for the easy access for homosexual sex. Just because we were under Roman occupation don't mean we dress like them. You can even see through the good news, we didn't act like them people. We ain't do what them people were doing. Even in Acts chapter 16, that man said they teaching stuff unlawful for us to do with us being Romans. You know the Romans like boy booty. Paul them coming around there talking about you can't be in no man booty hole.
Romans 1 started it.
You know what I'm saying? He telling them, boy, you ain't got no business around here dumpster diving, boy. Walking here is just stank. Y'all cool with it. The places y'all go worship your gods at, y'all in here hitting each other in the booty. You don't sit here and tell me a Mashiach walking around here with a robe on with his chest out. With a whole bunch of men, his penis hanging and swinging. Man, you out your rabbit mind. You know what I'm talking about? Jesus Christ might have been walking around doing that. Yeshua HaMashiach wasn't walking around doing that. Bet he had some pants on his loins. You know what I'm talking about? Bet he wasn't walking around here with his chest out. People got to be crazy. You know the word part is our people believe that stuff. That's why they always posting them pics every time. Look, we got to return back. All it is just a towel. Every time they put a picture up of David or Samson, he got on a towel with all shoulder. The whole outfit looked gay. Talk about a grown man walk around with one shoulder out. That's women attire.
Dress with one shoulder out.
Dress with one of those. This the one shoulder strapless edition.
With a leaf around the
Come on, man.
yeah, leaf bill.
You see right there, you see Yochanan John the Baptist got on an outfit made out of camel's hair. Guarantee you he wasn't walking around here with his shoulder out. Look at my pant.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta start having some common sense though. To know the difference. We not like them people. Why would we be doing that? That's why I say somebody, your God is a faggot. Any grown man walk around with a toga on is a homosexual. All you have to do the research. Look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go look up togas and their original reason why they wore. People wore because they were gay. That's why you go to them colleges, what they like to have, toga party. And what happened at them toga party? Straight freaking. And who the only people throw toga party? Caucasian. You ain't never been in no black fraternity and them niggas throwing no toga party. Well, you went to one, didn't you? You went to one, didn't you? Ooh, there's a lot of niggas in there were gay, wasn't there?
They didn't. We had toga day in school.
Mm-hmm, bet you did. And all you niggas around, what you think them niggas wasn't gay till all y'all left.
They still had them toes on when y'all left.
But look, come on, man. What type of grown man want to hang with another nigga? All he got on is a towel, a bed sheet, a curtain.
I hope they had some drawers on them.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga walking around here like this here. He want to sit back in here and cross his leg like this here when he pulled the toga up. What y'all boy got going on tonight?
Y'all think it's going there.
You know what I'm saying? You look up like this here and it's on me one nigga like this here. Boy, that nigga got something. I'ma holler at that nigga tonight. Man, I've been unsnapped. Nigga come invite me to a toga party. I'm gonna be like, Carl, I look like a sissy to you. Like I told you, man, people know who to try. People know who to try. People know who to try. Y'all be like this here. Y'all notice these niggas be coming up with all type of stuff. They don't try me with it. They'll try to holler at some of y'all with that junk they be coming with. They won't come at me with it. They know about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told y'all that on the first day of Tabernacle, man. You ought to be offended when a nigga brings some nonsense to you, because nigga just sized you. You know what I'm saying? Nigga just sized you. Some of y'all niggas be trying y'all with arguments all the time online, man. Them niggas already know, don't try him. They like to say, oh, he too religious. Reason being, because I ain't finna bend for you. How many of y'all remember we was on that round table and that dude asked that question, do you consider a non-Messianic your brother? I said, all right, ain't none of you niggas my brother. You my kinsman according to the flesh, you ain't none of my brother though. That nigga was hot. How could you say that? Because I got to draw a line in the sand. It's where I stand, cuz. You mad, nigga. Don't make me damn bit of difference. I ain't gonna lose no sleep. I ain't gonna miss no meal. And I'm definitely not gonna miss a gym session. The reason why I say that, I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is why they hated the Mashak too. You gotta take a stand. When you take a stand, people know. That's what we were talking about a little bit last night. When you take a stand, people know exactly where you stand at. They ain't got to think. They ain't got to doubt. They know where you stand at. And when people know where you stand at, they ain't gonna try it. They ain't gonna try it. When somebody don't really know where you stand at, or they think you wishy-washy, that's when they gonna size you. Because they think they can get you. There's a reason why niggas don't bring nonsense to me like that. Because they already know where he stand at. You know what I'm saying? I already know. I already know. You got to make people respect you the same way. Romans 9 and 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So that it is not of him that will, nor of him that run, but of Elohim that show mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, on whom he will harden. Thou wilt say unto me, why doth he yet find fault, for who have resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that reply against Elohim? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? What it boils down to is this. You come back to Hebrews chapter 3. He have mercy on who he have mercy. He'll make whose heart who he want to make hard, because he already know who gonna hear and who ain't. See, he already know Pharaoh wasn't gonna listen no way. Why would Pharaoh listen with eyeliner on? Y'all know the Egyptians, pharaohs wore makeup. Y'all done seen the mummy and all them movies. That was their society. They wore makeup. They gods were gay. You know what I'm saying? So your whole culture, your whole existence is based on filth and idolatry. You ain't gonna have nothing there. He talking about the first question when he say, man, y'all say let my people go. Yahuwah say let them go. First thing come out of his mouth. Who is Yahuwah? Who is that? That sound like a nigga move. Somebody come tell you, hey man, my such and such said, who that nigga is? Who is that to me? You know what I'm saying? That's how people be. Look at these. She ready to say something. All type of stuff going through your head, right? Hebrew chapter 3 about verse 7 again. He was in there with a drink in her hand. Toga. Toga. She said, but I ain't getting that drunk. But boy, that nigga over there looks sweet. That nigga over there looks sweet. So ain't none of y'all gonna catch me drunk and I end up around here with the Duncan Hines penis. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? You already know straight chocolate. Double Dutch. Nasty bastard.
What? That nigga, boy.
Hey, that's how they living. That's how they living. Double Dutch. You know what I'm saying? Like this here, I say, and I ain't even gonna go there for someone said they like icing on there. Hey, you know the reason why here? Cause you know, like I said, we were talking about this earlier. They push this stuff. Look, remember y'all was just talking about them YouTube videos, them commercials, and all that homosexual stuff be in them commercials, and you can't even skip them. Yeah. See, they make you look at this stuff. So if they gonna make us look at this stuff, then we gonna talk bad about it too. And I'm gonna use the most descriptive adjectives I can come up with so you people can understand and realize how backwards and disgusting that is. You know what I'm talking about? Cause ain't no woman got no business with no face like no glazed donut. There ain't no man got around here need to be baking no cakes. You know what I'm saying? It's just nasty. You know what I'm saying? It's just nasty. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This line here to not just blaze everywhere. Somebody walked past, I thought the hot light was on.
Yeah, you know.
Brittany ready if I shouldn't have said nothing about that hot light.
After that, nobody should want to do that.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, cause I bet Brittany jumped on the bicycle ride all the way down Cassidy to catch that light. Oh, you done it. She done it. Oh boy, she done got on the bike and rolled down Cassidy to catch that hot time. Like this here, oh, I bet it better be home, boy. Oh, I forgot she got the app. She already know it's on. Ain't no closer, you done it. She do got the hot light app.
They ready. They get a notification.
They ready.
Got auto sweep up.
Ready.
Every time it's
On that bicycle, pedaling. Talking about doing all this exercise on this bike to lose a little weight. I'm gonna put it back on when I get these donuts though. I'm gonna put it back on when I get these donuts. I'm telling you what, this is what Brittany used to do, y'all, before we proceed. Cause I got to this is what Brittany used to do. Go cop the donuts, right? And try to hide the boxes in the flex. Like ain't nobody noticed. Talking about them boxes for 2-3 months ago. Nigga, them boxes were from yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the dozen box.
The box still warm, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the ice is still wet.
I'm talking about I got this for everybody. Ain't nobody got nail donut. Jordan like this here, Mom. I like donuts.
I have a donut left.
I like glaze. I like sweet stuff. I like hot bread. I like sticky buns. All just got this here just caked up glaze everywhere. Cause she like this here, she like Garfield with it. Ain't playing no games. Yeah, she ready to knock out that spaghetti and pound cake right now. Yeah, too bad you ain't got none. Corey, it shouldn't have said nothing about no pound cake. And I bet not catch none of you nasty niggas acting like Buddy on what that movie was. American Pie either. Yup. Oh, you don't remember that? I know Brittany remember. That nigga took that pie and had his way with it. Hebrew 3 and 7. Took that pie, had his way with it. How many of you niggas went and tried that now? Well, you went and tried that, boy?
Oh, no, heck no. Oh, no. That ain't what that was.
Look how Miles looking. You looking crazy. You probably went and tried some more freaky stuff too. Mm-hmm.
With a nano or something.
I think it said a nano. 3 and 7. Wherefore, as the Ruach HaKodesh saith, today if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness. When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my word 40 years. See, that's what you did. You seen your mama work for 9 years. A lot of it wasn't consistent though. A lot of it, she wasn't knocking you out consistently where you wouldn't try that there. But you tried it though. She proved you on out too when she slapped monkey nuts up at you. I'm talking about, boy, I bet you would like this here. I'd never seen the earth move that fast when she snatched you up off that wall. He said, wherefore I was grieved with that generation and said, they do always err in their heart. They have not known my ways. So I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. Take heed, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living Elohim. But exhort one another daily while it is still called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. See, this is why Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Because he was deceived by the sin of his culture and his society. There would have been no way he could have heard Yah's word. You know what I'm saying? When people turn around and they say they can't hear the word, it's because their heart has been hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. See, come over here to Romans chapter 7 about verse 9. See, that's what caused you not to be able to hear, is because your love and desire for sin. See, sin will make that stuff sound, that's why I'm talking about just on the simplistic stuff. Telling people that Sunday is not Shabbat, it's the first day of the week versus the 7th day. They're not going to want to hear that because their heart has been deceived through the sin. They ain't going to want to hear you can't celebrate Christmas. Because the first thing, what about the kids? It ain't really about the kids. It's about the gifts they want. Shoot, that nigga gonna buy me that diamond bracelet. You know what I'm saying? That nigga gonna buy me that outfit. He gonna buy me these thigh-high boots. Some of y'all know y'all were walking around here with thigh-high boots on. You had some thigh-high boots? You had the boots with it first. What about you? You had the boots with it first?
Yeah.
And the thigh-high too.
Yeah. Your wife did too.
I know she had. I seen that nigga with them thigh-high boots on. The thing was screaming for life. Screaming for life. So your leg too big. Talking about putting these things on. No, you had them thigh-high boots on too. Yeah, you did, because you thought you were hot stuff. So I know you were walking around here with a Move Sun skirt with thigh-high boots on. Oh, that's right. You wanted the whole leg out there. Yeah, you wanted to go to your cat, so you wanted to try to show the whole thigh off. Like this here. God know, y'all walk around, you thought you were hot stuff. So you wasn't walking, you ain't walk around here half naked. Like the shorts even better.
Yeah. I mean, my shorts fit. It wasn't like cheeks and cheeks.
What you call fit? Where they stopped at?
Mid-thigh.
Like,
Right under the cheek. Right under the
maybe
cheek.
like 2 or 3 inches below the cheek.
And they stop right where they cuffed at.
Well, really the key point is, let's just put it the key point that we can determine how short they were. Did your genitalia have room to breathe? I'm talking about, did the cuff of the short stop 2 to 3 inches below your genitalia?
It was at least, that was at least like this. You know how you put your hands down? I had this one, you know, finger like.
Oh, you had on some Move Sun shorts. You walk around here with your bosom out? I don't know, you is a tomboy. You might not been walking around like that. You probably around here trying to hang, crying trees and all this other type of stuff. You ain't put all this stuff on.
Climbing trees. Hey,
I was
Like, dang. Get this second fist.
Oh.
Look, Mike, get your behind up, boy.
Why you letting him get on you anyway?
I mean, shoot, she wasn't expecting that.
boy.
I don't think no.
She letting him on it up.
She don't know what to say. She like,
I mean, she shot, looks like everybody else.
Mother, what y'all in that house doing?
Yeah, yesterday
He said she hungry.
He said, hey, man.
Don't be closing the door.
Look here, man. They ain't got to be doing nothing. He just say, hey, man, I'm feeling myself young. Just sniffing around the yard.
dirty. Yesterday was dirty.
He just sniffing around the yard. Hey, man, one thing about it, though, you know he ain't going to be around here worrying about no Duncan Hines.
Hey!
what?
They ain't got to worry about that. I just asking this here, because I remember one day Lil Muffin had on some shorts. Boy, all I looked at and told her, you ought to be ashamed of yourself and walk on. I bet you did, nasty bastard. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real. I looked at you, ought to be ashamed of yourself. It don't make no sense. So how do you even feel comfortable coming out the door like this? She always like this here, because she always be front talking about she ain't wear no Move Sun outfits. I know that nigga won't move. That nigga, you did all that fighting. I know you want some Move Sun outfits.
I used to get beat my baby.
Oh yeah, you done lied saying you ain't wearing them.
And he let the do it.
Oh yeah, you have in the past. It'll come to my mind a little bit. Come on back to John chapter 10. Cause I done asked you this before. I ain't never wear stuff like this here. Booty cheeks all out. Probably around here, no drawers on, thongs on.
I never told you that I did.
Look at it. I know you was out here with no drawers on. Just around here living it up.
Free ball!
See, that was my pants.
It don't mean I can't ride you about it. Nah, this here, I'm talking about probably walking with a hard switch. You know, that's what y'all do when y'all ain't got no drawers on. Y'all walk with a hard switch. So you want to make sure to see that it's some jam over here.
Boy, straight jiggle that.
You know what I'm talking about? I done seen too many women do it. I done seen too many women do it when they want you to get your attention. They go to walking past you, swinging their hips so hard, you gonna break the hip socket. And every last one of y'all in here done did it too.
Drop the keys and
Don't you tell that like that.
Vertebrae hurt.
What you mean for what? If you seen the nigga you liked him, you was gonna do something to catch his attention. He gonna walk past him, boom, boom, boom.
Drop the keys and something. Pick up on real stuff.
All she got to do is tiptoe. Straight up.
I dropped my
Yeah, that's your move right there. Oh, I dropped me pick. I gotta tie my shoe. Tell me you ain't gotta do that, nigga. Who you think you is?
I'm smooth with mine.
Yeah, you be smooth all you want, you still did it. You just ain't let it be known. You just ain't let nobody know you were doing it. Get what? That's how you got Troy. That's how you got Troy. He seen that twist a couple times. He went running behind you. Where you going at, girl? You need me to walk you home. What class you got next? I'll take you to third period.
Walk you home.
You walked home though, didn't you?
Nah, we ain't talking college. Not like that.
Nigga, you was in high school like this here watching. I'm gonna get her. Like this here.
I ain't going to high school.
You knew her. You knew her. You knew him too then. Don't tell her that.
That's why you went to fam.
Mm-hmm. Following deep. I'm gonna get that nigga.
That's why you went.
So I'm gonna make up my wife and the mother of my child. I'm gonna get her now. Now she like this here. Now I'm stuck with this old bellied head nigga. Got a big old pellet in the back of her head. I'm stuck with it. She's sitting there praying, I hope my baby don't come out with a head like that. So she can have his face. Just give him my head. She look just like it. John 10 and 25. She like this here. She said, don't talk about my daddy like that. I said, I know his head big. I done felt on it. You gotta tell me though.
You set tripping, man.
Look at that little muscle.
You set tripping.
Say Yahusha answered them, I told you, and you believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. But you believe not because you are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. See, come over here to Numbers chapter 14, and you can sit back and see an example of those who was his sheep, and they followed him. Because some of them people that heard the word, but they didn't believe it. What I want to talk about tonight, I ain't even going to be able to get to it, because I don't want to keep you for 2 hours.
That was 10 and 1.
That was John 10 and 25. So. Numbers 14, about verse, Numbers 13, actually, about verse 32. Make it about verse, Numbers 13, about verse 20. Matter of fact, make it 8:17. Numbers 13 and 17. It says, and Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said unto them, get ye up this way southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land what it is, and the people that dwell therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many, and what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad, and what cities they be that they dwell in, whether in tents or strongholds, and what the land is, and whether it be fat or lean, or whether there be wood therein or not. And be ye of good courage, and bring the fruit of the land. Now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Zin unto Rehob, as men come to Hamath. And they ascended by the south and came into Hebron, where Ammon, Seshai, Talmon, the children of Anak were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. And they came unto the brook of Eshcol, and cut down from thence a branch with one cluster of grapes, and they bare it between two upon a staff, and they brought of the pomegranates and of the figs. What that sound like to y'all?
The man bearing righteous fruit.
Yeah. That's an example. It's also something else. What that sound like to y'all? Any of you gentlemen on here got any idea what that sound like to y'all? You got any idea? Yeah. How y'all ain't catch that? But I'm gonna see anybody on their phone because they're extra quiet. What you scared for? You scared?
Scared for me?
Got to be scared.
Got to.
That's your man.
Yo.
That's yours.
Okay.
Any of you brothers on this phone got any idea what they're talking about? Go pull your dress down. Well, sit back, he say, bring back, it's the time of the first ripe grapes. So let's look at John chapter 13, verse 1 real fast. Say it's time of the first ripe grapes. That nigga was trying to mount something. That's the little bug. Say he put his face all in T vagina.
Yeah.
Young freak. You know, some of that stuff just be in him.
I thought it was sleep.
It's just in it. It's just in it. He said, now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahushua knew that his time, that his hour was come, that he should depart out of the world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. Now you know he say now it's time for him. He know that he about to depart, because he already told you, except a seed of corn fall in the ground and die, it abide alone. He say, I fall on the ground, it abide alone, but if it die, bring forth much fruit. So you looking at a Mashiach going in the grave, this is the time of the first ripe grapes, because he the first fruits of them that slept. Come on back, number 13 again. In verse 23, it says, they cut down from thence a branch with one cluster of grapes. You already read how he said a reproach made him heavy. He already told you that we already read last night that he the branch, ain't him? And they cut him down, meaning they killed him. Because look what it said. They took him and buried upon a staff. So that means they took that ripe grape and put it up on the staff and held it up just like this here. So you turn around and you look at a Mashiach being up on that tree. That's a ripe grape up there on the staff. You know what I'm talking about? See, when this man told you to search the scriptures that the thing we're talking about, it, this man death is right here. And most people look at, that's what it means about why you can't understand my speech. That's why he say my word have no place in you. You know what I'm talking about? Because if his word got a place in you, then this is going to be easy plainness of speech. You're going to hear that first ripe grape, take a grape, put it on the staff. You know what a staff is. It's a wooden pole. You know, brothers have staffs all the time. It ain't nothing but a wooden pole. And all of a sudden, you're going to take a wooden pole and put some fruit on the top. After he told you to search the land. And they were coming out the wilderness of Zin when they searched the land. Let's see verse 24 then. Saying the place was called the brook of Eshcol because of the cluster of grapes which the children of Yasharal cut down from thence. And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And how many days it was before Mashiach went back up on high? 40 days. So after the first ripe grapes is found, 40 days they finished searching. First ripe grapes found, 40 days they searching. I'm just going to get out here and see what the name Eshcol means for us real fast. Give me one moment, please. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, I know a little freaky boy. Yeah, you a little freaky boy. And that name means cluster. Eshcol means cluster. And you already know, sitting back looking at that, take us back to Hosea 10 and 1, right? That Yasharal is an empty vine that brings fruit unto itself. Because he would be a cluster of grapes. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you make with that cluster of grapes? You know, wine. You make wine. And you know what you do with that wine? You drink it. And you know why you drink it? Because this is the blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. And only those that will hear his voice will. You realize when these dudes tell you not to keep this feast, that this man told y'all to do this every year in remembrance of me? And for those of y'all who ain't been around, and it's on tape. It's on one that we did like right before Passover last year. All you got to do is look at Numbers chapter 28, and he tell you that these offerings offerings for a memorial every year for these in season. And you know what you had to offer on Passover? Unleavened cakes and a wine offering. So when these dudes turn around and say you can't keep the feast because you're not in the land and you're not drinking that wine and you ain't eating that bread, you breaking the law because the law told you to do it. Instead of actually offering literal bread and literal wine, Hamashiach did that himself. So when you partake in the Lord's Supper, you know what I'm talking about? You keep in Numbers 28, just like that. Like I said, now the brother Derek said he talked to him. I don't know what he showed him. But I know them men who came out of, they know better than to come at me with that. Because I give it to you however you want it. You know what I'm saying? However you want it. We ain't got to go past the first 5 books. You can pick one of the first 5. I give it to you however you want it.
You ain't that cool, nigga. Maybe
not. I'm a little chilly though. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm for real though. The reason being because I'm a defend why I'm doing, like I ain't just doing Tabernacle just to do it. I actually want to deal with something else before we came here tonight, before T actually mentioned when he said that he couldn't hear the word no more. That y'all need to sit back and understand that there, man, the only thing that'll stop you from hearing the word is you deceived by sin. See, come on back over here to Numbers 13 where we finish this out at. We'll drop down about verse 30. We'll make it 26. I'll read 26. Saying they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Yasharal unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation and showed them the fruit of the land. Now let's sit back and look at John chapter 20. So that means all of them came, and certain people came to get the first ripe grapes, right? And then they turn around and show to everybody the fruit of the land, right? John chapter 20, verse 9. All right, Leo. Kingston, you too. And whoever else you playing with. Because I don't know if Lizzie over there or not. So it's just them two. Oh, okay. I didn't know where Lizzie was at. All I'm just sitting back looking at is maybe they got a third person over there. I forgot Joshua and Jordan. They'd been so quiet. I forgot their presence was even in the room. But I know Kingston and the Stakes go hard. John chapter 20 and about verse 9. We'll make it verse 1. And then we'll work back with it. And it says, the first day of the week come Mary Magdalene, when it was yet dark, in the sepulchre, and see the stone taken away from the sepulchre. Then she run and come to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Yahushua loved, and saith unto them, they have taken away the master out of the sepulchre, and we know not where they have laid him. Peter therefore went forth and that other disciple, and they came to the sepulchre, and they both ran together, and the other disciple did outrun Peter, and came first to the sepulchre, and stooping down, looking in, he saw the linen clothes lying, yet went not in. Then comes Simon Peter following him, and went into the sepulchre, and see the linen clothes lie, and the napkin that was about his head, not lying with the linen clothes, but wrapped together in a plate by itself. Does it not look like they going through the land to find the first ripe fruit? Hold on, let me make something else come to my mind. Look at him. You writing down like you know what you got going on. I bet you better learn how to listen. You notice he told him to be of good courage in Numbers 13. He said when he went into it, he said, look and see whether it be good or bad. He said, first he said that when you go down into this go up into the mountain, he said, see whether the people be strong or weak or few or many. I want you to get 2 Corinthians chapter 13, well, chapter 12. That's what you get. You're going to learn one day. Do 12 and 9 real fast. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. When he told them when they go to look in the land to see whether it be strong or whether it be weak, whether it be few or whether it be many. When they came in there, you know, Hamashiach looked pretty weak. going in, right? Slapped up, beat up. The people mocking him. If you be the son of the Most High, come off the tree. You know what I'm talking about? But when they got there, they actually seen the strength of the Most High because it was the power of the Most High that rose him from the dead. See, a lot of times when you sit back and you look at it, when you searching through the word, you sit back looking at it, they say, look in the land, see if it be strong or weak. When we turn around and look at it, Mashiach, we know though we be weak, in him we have strength. You know what I'm saying? Look at the key thing. He say, my grace is sufficient for thee because it's made perfect in weakness. Always remember, because we've been mentioning this the last couple of days, man. Paul say, when I be weak, I am strong. I done said this to y'all before, man, but just like, man, when they were messing with Shabba Ranks, man, when he came out, were messing with Buju Banton, this is for a lot of y'all time. When he came out with that boom bye bye, them people were hot. Because he made a song going off on faggots. Like the song hook is literally boom bye bye and a body boy head. Say Rasta man don't promote no nasty man, shoot him dead. And in the song it's got bah, gunshots. You know what I'm saying? They tried to blackball the man and everything. And they pulled, you know what I'm saying, Shabba Ranks kind of stood up for him. But Buju said in the interview, he said, these people mad because we have a power that they cannot take away. Remember we looked at a couple months back, where the word of the king is there is power. And you know if you got power, what's the direct correlation of power? Strength. Because in order to have power, you got to have strength. You know what I'm saying? When we turn around and you look at where Hamashiach is, there is strength. And where Hamashiach is not, there is weakness. That's why people fall off. That's why they can't hear. That's why they heart get hardened. We also hold in Romans 7:9. We'll get around in a minute. Ain't no strength in sin. Ain't no strength in disobedience. Like I said, when that nigga came and told you, I can't even hear no more. I just hear him. When he said he just hear me talking, I mean he ain't hear Hamashiach talking no more. Because we didn't read what the words say. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time you just hearing somebody reading. You actually not hearing the man that's speaking. That's why he say my sheep hear my voice, which means my people hear this word. That's the same thing he said in John 18. Everyone that is of the truth hear my voice. When you look at the truth, hold on. When you look at the truth, he said everyone that's of the truth hear my voice. Psalms 119 verse 142 says, thy law is the truth. John 1:14 says, and the law or the truth or the Torah was made flesh and dwelt among us. He that is begotten of the Most High don't commit sin because his seed remain in him. The seed is the word Elohim, which is the law, which goes right back to the truth. So everybody who is born of the Most High is going to hear what the man say. He said, you don't hear these words because you are not of the Most High, as I told you. He looked at people and told them. He already told them. He said, you would come to me that if you had life. He said, but I know you. The love of the Most High is not in you. Even them in the wilderness, he said, man, from the very, he said, I know you. You are stubborn, stiff-necked, rebellious people since I've known you. Why you think he'll turn around and say that? Why you think a Mashiach could come back around here and say that? He say, since I've known you, you've been a stubborn, stiff-necked rebellion. Y'all know what he said. Y'all know he said that, right? Let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 9. Y'all looking like y'all know he said that. There go home. My apologies. Yeah, Deuteronomy 9. I'm finna say. Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 5. Not for thy righteousness or the uprightness of thy heart do thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, Yahuwah thy Elohim doth drive out from before thee, that he may perform the word which Yahuwah sware unto thy fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Understand therefore that Yah thy Elohim give thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness, for thou art a stiff-necked people. Remember and forget not how thou provoked Yahuwah thy Elohim to wrath in the wilderness, from the day thou did depart out of the land of Mizraim until you come unto this place, you have been rebellious against Yahuwah. See, that's why, and I've been wanting to deal with this here, and I ain't just got around to it. That's why I tell y'all, you don't got to dwell on your past, but sometimes you got to remember how rebellious you were, that you sit back and know you don't want to go back to that now. See, niggas, see, people who sit back like he say he can't hear, see, he forgot I ought to be in hell right now. So since he ain't forgot about all that, and he wasn't ashamed of his doings, you know what I'm saying? He didn't mourn for his doings, it's easy for him to go back. It's easy to go back. Get your Romans 1 and 28 before I hit this Romans 7, finish this John 20 and this Numbers 13, so we can call it a day. I mean, we just talked about this Romans 1, just a little, about verse 26. We just talked about this Romans 1 not too long ago. You know, by the grace of Yahuwah, man, we done probably covered, I'm talking about every square inch of this book, backwards and forwards. I'm talking about if you actually go sit back and look at every, like this here, we done covered it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because Leah like, go, oh boy, she wants some sympathy. Romans 1 and 26. For this cause Elohim gave them up unto vile affections, for their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning their lust ones towards another, men with men, that which work in that which is unseemly, receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. And even as they did not like to retain Elohim and their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Why you think this nigga sit back and say, I can't hear the word? Why do you think a lot of people say, because they don't like to retain this man's word in their mind? He told you, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Therefore, because you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you. So at the end of the day, you get dropped off like that because you didn't want to do it in the first place. You see the key thing he said? Get you Jeremiah chapter 6 about verse 27. See, the key thing he said is because you don't like to retain me in your knowledge. That's what people's problem is. That's why they can't hear the word. I don't know what we gonna do with you. That one right there? I don't know what we gonna do with her. She got that thing on her head like Diana Ross. Leah, hush all that, man. Hear all that, man. He said, I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou may know and try their way. You already know Proverbs say the name of Yahuwah is a strong tower. Those who run into it are safe. He said that he do it to know and try their way. When a Mashiach was amongst them people, he was there to know them and to try their way, and see which way they were going to go. He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man come to the Father but by me. He said, but you won't follow me because you're not of my flock, as I told you. Because I came and tried your way. Because if I wouldn't have came and did the works that no other man did, you wouldn't have had sin. But now that I done came, you ain't got no cover for your sin. Now you done hated me and my Father. See, I done came and tried your way. You know what I'm saying? See, that word gonna come out and it's gonna know you. He already know you. Because he say by that fruits, you gonna know him. So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna try your way. And you see what we read in Romans chapter 1, he said, you didn't like to retain me in your knowledge, therefore I'm going to give you over to a reprobate mind. Why? Because I presented that word to you to try your way. See which way you're going to go. That's why he say, hard not your horses in the provocation, hear my voice. He said, because that deceitfulness of sin come in hard in your heart, boy, you're not going to be able to hear. He said, they are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They're all corrupters. No, bright iron is dealing with oppression. You know what I'm saying? That's dealing with oppression. When you look at it and you see the meaning of the context, you see iron is dealing with oppression. When they came and did that in Mashiach, they came and oppressed the righteous man. That's why he said if they called the master of the house Beelzebub, what you think they going to call them of his household? They going to come at you with oppression because they grievous revolters. They refuse to retain this man in their knowledge. They slanderers. That's why he told you, rejoice when men speak evil of you falsely for my name's sake. That's why when you steady read that, he that have ear to hear, let him hear. Everybody don't got an ear. Even some of y'all right now at this very moment, some of y'all ain't got no ear. He just ain't pulled it back from you yet. Because he already know you ain't listening. You don't hear nothing I'm saying. You gonna get up and you gonna go do what you've been doing and go where you've been going, and I got somewhere for you. He says, the bellows are burnt, the lead is consumed of the fire, the founder melt in vain, for the wicked are not plucked away. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because Yahuwah have rejected them. And you know, reprobate means worthless. You serve no purpose. That's why he say they profess to know the Most High, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient. You know what I'm talking about? That's all. That's why I'm telling you, it go two ways. Either he gonna cut you off and you gonna go to that, you gonna be worse than what you started with, or you just gonna be walking around thinking you doing right, well, deceiving yourself that you doing right when you already know you ain't. Same way how most of y'all was in the Christian church, you knew everything you doing was wrong, but you were making yourself believe that God was with you. You know what I'm saying? Some of them niggas coming at church, I just know they blue booted just last night. Round there singing, talking about I'm eating it like groceries. And they like this here, boy, I love the Lord though. And that hoe in the third row in that white dress, I'm gonna eat her booty this week, boy. I promise. That's what them niggas go in there and do. I ain't even talking about, because look here, I'm telling you, I know women do stupid stuff. A lot of stupid stuff they do, because they be looking for a mate. That's what I was telling y'all last night. Y'all do stupid stuff because y'all want a mate and a companion. So it's a lot of retarded stuff y'all will do because of your desire of wanting a companion. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, a man will do stupid stuff just to have something to brag about. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, I hit all them hoes, bro. They say that other hoe, hey, I don't know about it, though. That monkey was good, though. Boy, I'll tell you, boy, I had a homeboy say he got burnt by the same woman. Not one time, not 2 times, but 3 times. And I say, boy, you went back each time after she gave you gonorrhea? He say, boy, that burning vagina is the best vagina. I said, boy, you sound crazy. He literally told me that to my face. Why you think? I'm telling you, man, people do all type of stuff. See, y'all women don't notice. See, y'all do stupid stuff because y'all be thinking y'all either getting over or you want a companion. See, a lot of time when y'all be doing stuff, y'all be thinking you be getting over, nigga be laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think y'all getting over, nigga, because most of the time nigga don't care, because most of these nigga tricks anyway, so they don't care about doing it. See, they'll go brag to their homeboy about what they did with you. Most of them ain't gonna tell that I've been tricking though. I've been paying her rent, you know what I'm saying? Buying her this, buying her that. Most of them ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, because there was a lot of the homeboy we knew, boy, them niggas were grade A tricks. They were gonna leave that part out when they were talking about what they were doing with a woman. Because they just want to brag. They care less. It's niggas out here buying women brand new cars. I ain't talking about no used car. I'm talking about brand new. He might not even got nothing but the test drive miles on it. You know what I'm talking about? Just to be able to say he having sex with this woman. And all the freaky type stuff she'll do to him because she doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do all that type of stuff. Y'all will go buy a nigga a car, buying clothes, buying shoes. But you don't want that nigga to go nowhere. Especially if your self-esteem low and you don't want to be by yourself. That nigga could be the worst man in the world and you're going to do whatever you can to keep that nigga around, but you don't want to be by yourself. It happens every day. And some of y'all probably done did it. Maybe not that to that extreme, but you done did some stuff you know you ain't had no business to make sure that nigga ain't leave. And if he left, you would sit in the house crying, looking stupid for days. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a difference. A woman can leave a man, that nigga over in about 45 minutes. Screw that hoe. He gonna find another woman to go fornicate with. Y'all will be in the house for weeks, eating up all the Haagen-Dazs, all the Snickers, all the chips. You know what I'm talking about? Ordering it out, been to put on 30 pounds. Like, girl, you need to go outside. You look like you ain't did your hair in weeks. For what? I ain't got nobody. He done left me. You be like, screw that nigga. You need to go buy some new clothes, boy. The clothes you had don't fit. You been in here so long. Nigga say, boy, you done got 3 shady lighters. When the last time you been outside? I ain't been outside since he left. Somebody get this nigga some Prozac. Cause y'all be, I know some of y'all be, I'm telling y'all, if a woman a hoe, boy, I done seen a woman, boy, be with a nigga, boy, put that nigga out and got a different nigga in a week. You know what I'm talking about? Already moved another nigga in there. Nigga like, boy, you just had talking about my new boo. Nigga, you didn't bring on this nigga last week. See, it's not very many women that do that because women have a more of an emotional connection with somebody. Dude have been done be like, what? Because some of y'all done mess with a nigga, you stop messing with him, be like, oh, boy, I seen such and such with another girl. You like, how we just broke up and he messing her like this here, he gonna drown his sorrows in another vagina. I'm just telling you, be honest with you. A man gonna go drown his sorrows in another vagina. Y'all gonna drown your sorrows in a bucket of ice cream. Watching Lifetime movies. You know what I'm saying? Make me think about that, and then when T gonna come at me talking about sitting around and watch Lifetime movies with her. I'd rather watch paint dry. You know what I'm saying? I would rather sit and watch the grass grow. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna sit around here and watch no Lifetime movie with you. Straight up. Look like that blade grew a half a centimeter. How many of y'all that sit down? I know you don't watch no Lifetime movies. You watch Lifetime movies? Oh man, I thought you were better than that.
Not every day.
You look like she watch Lifetime movies.
Oh no, she a tomboy. Like to see how she got amped up talking about football. I said, okay, Troy got her one. She ain't gonna want to watch no corny chick flicks or nothing. She around here watching like, look how Troy this look.
You can tell by when she got that scarf on that she watched.
I thought
that's what she got that from.
I thought D was a soldier. D around here watching Lifetime movies. I sure did. Who thought you was a soldier? I know Lee don't watch no Lifetime movie. You don't watch no Lifetime. I know that's right. You got one soldier in here.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Little Muffy, you watch some Lifetime movie too, though. Of course. I know she do. Brittany, that go without saying.
That's why we ain't got cable.
That's why you ain't got cable. We know Mouse wanna look at it. Boy, Kira say she got so depressed over dude she couldn't talk to nobody or eat. You talking about that's crazy? How that's crazy? But the reverse is you sitting around eating everything and don't want to go out the house.
Well, yeah, I ain't never done that.
Who? This how you would look making them faces? You done done it.
No, I ain't never done that.
Yeah, but you were making all them faces.
That's crazy.
It ain't no crazy, cause you were around here. You were around here like this here. Rock and roll. I'm trying to tell you. So did.
I get sick and feel like that. I was cool.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, so you were sitting around here not eating. I can't believe he left me.
No.
And guess what? And T gonna be texting you in a minute talking about stop lying. Yeah, you were gonna say that last night too till she sucked that on through. Oh, I forgot about that.
Where she at then?
You know what I'm saying? I forgot about that. It's all right, Mouse trying to play hard. You done been sick by the nigga before. Don't trying to play hard like you ain't never been sitting around here looking crazy, sitting in the mirror. What I'm gonna do with my life? I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. How I'm gonna go on? Real easy, put your foot in front of the other and keep on walking. The reason why I'm saying that there, cause it sounds funny, I think cause y'all be with a man, y'all get emotionally attached. So that separation is hard on y'all because you got emotionally attached. You know what I'm saying? A man might love that woman, but he's not gonna be emotionally attached if they separate. That's why if a man, that's why when a man tell a woman, if you go, you go. If you stay, you stay. It sounds real harsh to y'all. Cause that's how he looking at it. I ain't saying I want you to dip, but if you go, I ain't finna hate myself or nothing. You know what I'm saying? My life ain't finna stop. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't look at it that way. Cause y'all going by your emotion and how you feel. How could he say that to me? He can't love me if he say that. I love you, but I'm just letting you know. I ain't finna hate myself though. I guarantee you, I'm gonna get up tomorrow, I'm gonna eat me a sandwich, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still go to the gym, I'm gonna still get this money. Like this money don't stop cause you gone. That's the other thing happen if a man separate from, if that woman go, boy, he finna go from 0 to 100 real fast when it come to getting this money. You know what I'm talking about? Cause now they like this here, I'm just finna go get this money. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't going to get that money to spend it on nobody. I ain't got to worry about taking her nowhere or do this here. Well, I go get this money with impunity. No distractions. No, I want to go over here and I want you to come to the house and just, you know what I'm saying? But we getting this money.
Be quiet.
We getting this money. You know what I'm saying? That's all he did. That's the only thing. Next thing you know, you been there, came back round, the nigga was in the bucket, now he in the Lex. You wonder what's happening. He sitting back looking, I know what happened. I got rid of that dead weight. I couldn't get no money while I was messing with you. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all, I'm telling you, that's the difference though. Y'all leave a man, y'all don't think about going to get no money. Y'all be sad. You know what I'm saying? Or you do the opposite. This is what a woman do. She gonna want to get ill. She gonna want to get dolled up to the best of her ability, and then go around that nigga and parade herself around him. So you can be like, look what you missing. You already know what I'm missing. Already had it. And then go home and cry. And guess what he doing? Getting money. Getting money. You know what I'm saying? I know it sound rough. Come on back to Romans chapter 1, verse 20. It sound rough. You know I ain't lying though. I ain't never sat around crying about no woman for what? What? Money to get. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I can't do it no more. You just sit around this here, boy, nigga been done rolled the blunt. Well, hey, that's over with. Go get this money. She around here rolling her eye. You know, like I said, don't be mad because men ain't around here pouting and crying. It's only one other thing a man might do if he break up with a woman. White boys do it a lot. They go hit the gym and want to get buff. So they can come back around and flex on. I'm for real though. Some dudes break up with a woman and then they go hit the gym and want to get big. You know what I'm saying? Come back around and just like y'all put on your best outfit, he want to come back around and flex. Look at my bicep. Look at my glutes. Look at this.
White boys end up going with your best friend.
Oh yeah. I mean, but
niggas don't go with him. Niggas just hit him.
Yeah, they just hit him. You know what I'm saying? Nigga hit your best friend, your sister, your cousin, and all. He ain't gonna make his old lady.
She gonna go with him. She's gonna hit him. Keep moving.
You know what I'm saying? White boys do that. I'm gonna show her. I'm gonna get legit. Get legit. Make her my girl.
Always liked each other.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show her. Come up at the party with Jenny and a kiss in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Tyrone like this here. I'm gonna get Keisha and I'm gonna eat in her mouth. And he gonna go about his business. You know what I'm saying? I'm Tyrone.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you.
Everybody don't watch the video.
Cause I mean, you can't, because they put them out there so much. And then, you know, some of y'all, like, if you on a desktop on Facebook, they play without you even clicking on them. Sometimes they do it on the cell phone. Because I know, you know, I've seen Pasha crying about that, talking about I thought I'd cut that setting off. Because they started doing that probably about 6 to 8 months ago, where they'll just start playing, but the volume won't be on sometimes. Sometimes the volume come on. But they'll play without you even clicking on them. It's just on. Cause boy, I done seen some disturbing things with some niggas done shared on my page. And all you be saying about is, nigga, why did you even share that? You know what I'm saying? Boy, it was a while back, I say about a couple years ago, boy, these niggas was sharing bestiality. Talking about this wrong. Look how wicked the people is. And I'm like, nigga, why did you share it? Because if you shared it, that means you watched it. Why would I share a video of a woman having sex with a horse? Now we gotta kill the horse and the woman. You know, our law say, boy, you lay down with an animal, boy, you got to kill the animal too. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to lay Betsy down. She can't run at the Preakness because of your nasty behind. Can't take it to the Kentucky Derby and get no money off of her. You done laid on her. We got to lay the old family dog down. You know what I'm saying? That's nasty. Got to lay the Rottweiler down. We wanted some eggs from the chicken, but Jose want to go back in the back.
Oh.
Jose, he like this here. Nasty nigga. What verse 28? But see, I'm saying all this stuff here because this is what happens when you don't retain this man in your knowledge. He give you over to do stuff like that you don't think is wrong though. You know, when you turn around and look at it, you sit back and look at it before I read it, verse 28. Before we knew y'all, we did a whole bunch of things. The only reason why he didn't give you over to that mind because he knew you didn't know it. He knew you didn't know the knowledge of it. You know what I'm talking about? So in essence, because you didn't have knowledge, you didn't actually know what you were doing. You didn't understand the gravity of the situation. You had never actually had the voice of Yahushua presented to you for you to hear. Some of y'all was sitting around and you called yourself here, but you were still doing what you wanted to do the whole time though. You know what I'm saying? You were still smoking or drinking, fornicating, lying, working on Shabbat, scheming, plotting, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You better think y'all eat like this here. Gave you old, good old free cup of coffee. You went and got you a free cup of coffee. Because I seen T talking about the old free cup of coffee, want pumpkin donuts. Talking about she go in there smelling the pumpkin Moscato, now she want a sweet potato pie. This nigga always hungry all the time.
You don't have to work 3-4 jobs.
I ain't got to work 3-4 jobs, that nigga going on a diet. Whatever in this refrigerator, that's what you eat, nothing extra. No donuts coming in my house. You around here eat no donuts. You heard that, Mom? You better eat your Krispy Kreme on your own time. Nigga like this here, she gonna be like this here. Mouse and T gonna be like this here. The nigga say he gonna be gone till 9:30. We got 45 minutes to synchronize and hit the Krispy Kreme. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna walk in the house and be like this here, T. I smell the donut on your breath. I ain't had no donut. I see the glaze on your tooth, nigga. T gonna be around here trying to brush her teeth, so I don't know. Sneaking donuts in the house. Trying to hide donuts over there in the little muffin house. No little muffin gonna tell it. No little muffin gonna tell it. Little muffin like this here, T brought donuts over here because I don't want you to get mad at me. I don't know parts of it. I say, but you ate them with us, so that's not the point. That's not the point. I'm not banned from donuts. I'm not banned. I'm not banned. Me and my husband eat hot donuts. Glaze, nigga, hot light. You know what I'm saying? T, I like this here. I'll be coming in there, Kingston gonna be foraging. Stank's gonna be in there foraging. You know Lizzie gonna find any man on food. All of a sudden one day I'm gonna just see little Lizzie coming out the back with a donut in her hand. Where that come from? T gonna get looking like this. Oh, what are you talking about? Why does she got a donut in her hand? You know what I'm saying? Lizzie's a heat-seeking missile when it comes to food. Lizzie know when food in the room. I ain't lying, no. She know when food in the room. You ain't finna pop up around Lizzie with no food. Don't think she know it. She just got a radar for it. You got food, don't you? Watch it right now. Pull some food out, see what happens. He say, even as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness. When you turn around and you look at that fornication, they fornicated in the wilderness. Remember he said they fornicated and they fell 23,000 in them. All manner of wickedness, speaking against Moses, worshiping an idol calf. You know what I'm talking about? They did all that in the wilderness. Because you got to remember, when they did all this stuff, they had already been given the law. And they were bucking. That's why he said, if you'll hear my voice. Covetousness, because they were coveting Moses' spot. Maliciousness, full of envy, because Korah was envious of it. Murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers, because they were murmuring and complaining. Backbiters, haters of Elohim. Remember that little Israelitish boy that was in the camp blaspheming? Despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Remember the law talking about if you got an old disobedient son and he's a drunkard and all this stuff you're looking at, we could go right back in the law step to step and see them people in the wilderness. Heard the word, but didn't hear the word. What do you say now? Without understanding, covenant breakers. Oh man, them people broke the covenant right off the rip. That's why Moses had to throw it down. Without natural inflection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of Elohim, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. It would only make sense if a man can't hear the word, he'll have pleasure in people who can't hear it too. Romans chapter 7, verse 8. We'll start right there. I done already went over my time. I ain't even want to talk about none of it, but praise y'all nonetheless. All because a nigga said he couldn't hear the word. That's dangerous, man. 7:7. Romans 7:7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Elohim forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. That's what you got to sit back and realize. Ain't none of us actually known sin because we had known the law. They knew what sin was. That's why he said, if you will hear my voice, he said they tried me. They haven't known my way because they was standing right there, but they didn't hear nothing I said. Oh, that's right. We got to finish Numbers 13 and John 20. Can't leave that incomplete. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of conspicuance. Without the law, sin was dead. For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived and I died. So you know what happened? He say that sin came through it into seed. Hold on. And the commandment which was ordained to life, I found to be death. For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me and it slew me. You know what I'm saying? See, when that sin came in, it made you, that's the same thing happened with Eve. You got the commandment, it was ordained under life, but when sin came, it deceived you and you died. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit back and look at it. It might look good, but that sin gonna come through, it's gonna deceive you and you gonna die. Because you ain't gonna retain the word in your knowledge because you wasn't hearing it. Let's just finish this John chapter 20. See, what we looking at, them coming to the grave was them searching out the land to find the first ripe fruit. When they get it and they see him after they rode, they done found the first ripe fruit. After it had been put on that staff, that cluster of grapes. So you sit around, they see a Mashiach, he actually is Eshcol, which is cluster. He that cluster of grapes, he the first ripe fruit of the land. First ripe grapes of the land. He the first fruits of them that slept. Y'all follow me on that? Well, praise y'all, man. So when we look at verse 8, then went in also that other disciple which came first to the sepulchre, and he saw and believed. For as yet they knew not the scripture that he must rise again from the dead. So what we sit back looking at is this here, because we're not going to go back to Numbers 13. I'm going to just paraphrase it, and you go read it on your own. He told them to go search the land, they could take it, right? He sent men to search out the land. You had men that came back with an evil report. You had Caleb come back and say, hey, boy, that's all us right there. The land got plenty of fruit, got plenty of this. We good. We can get it. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, ain't none of them bring back no evil report. But you remember he told them in Luke 24, oh, fools, slow of heart to believe everything that the scripture has said. That's why he said the disciple who Yahushua loved seen it and believed, but the rest of them was still skeptical. The same way when they came to search out the land, they were skeptical. See, you see John right here, the disciple that Yahushua loved, was like Caleb. I ain't skeptical. I believe we could get. Matter of fact, let's go and look at Numbers 13. Ain't no sense of leaving it incomplete. Y'all ain't see that coming, did you? Ain't see that coming. Well, thank y'all for the word. We can work it many different ways. We done looked at Numbers 13 before. We look at verse 27 in Numbers 13, and they told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou sent us, and surely it flow with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land. The cities are walled and very great. Moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south. The Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountain. And the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are able to overcome it. All you got to do is go up and possess a Mashiach in your heart, and you can overcome the world. That's basically what they're dealing with. Because they were looking at the world, those people that were named, and they said, we can't overcome them. But he said, in the world you'll have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I'll overcome the world, and me, you're going to have shalom. You got to sit back and look at it. If you go up and possess a Mashiach, you possess the word in your heart, what can you not overcome? He said, we're more than conquerors through him that loved us. They were going to conquer a land. Were they not going to conquer a land? Did not Yah say, I loved you because of the covenant I made with your fathers? So Caleb looked and understood, I'm more than a conqueror through him that loved him. We can easily take this. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no tribulation, ain't no distress, ain't no giants, ain't no none of this gonna stop me from going through here and taking what's mine, because Yah is with me. We had to sit back and look at it. There's nothing you can't overcome because you're more than a conqueror through him that loved him. See, Caleb understood that. Say Caleb still verse 31, but the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And then, you know, they brought up an evil report. Now, like I'm saying, the apostles didn't bring up an evil report. They just did not believe till they saw him. You know what I'm saying? Because Because you see it only made mention that one believed, right? The same way you reading right here in Numbers 13, it made mention that only one believed. That was Caleb. Come on back to John chapter 12. In verse 10, then the disciples went away again unto their own home. Then you know Mary stood up with him. He told her not to touch him. And then you look and we go on down and you see what happened. He presented himself to him, right? But the whole purpose of what you sit back, seat, and run into this sepulchre is to get the first ripe fruit of the land. One believed the first ripe fruit and one didn't. And you know the reason being? Because he heard the word and he believed. That's why he say, "O fools, slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken." We're good right there. Praise y'all for Yahushua HaMashiach in the word. Y'all understood all this stuff this evening? Yeah?